So, Britney Spears is Catholic.
Britney Spears is Catholic, yes.
Yeah. What?
This is incredible.
I knew that as soon as we brought it up, Seamus was going to be like, oh,
yes.
and he was going to start high-fiving everybody.
I was gonna be like, oh, we got a white pill today. I'm actually really happy to hear this. No, I'm really happy to hear this. I learned about it on social media the other day and lamentably never brought it up on the podcast. I don't know why.
What happened?
She just posted about how she's Catholic now and she just got back from Mass, so good for her.
Wow.
I'm very happy for it.
I
Yeah,
really do think that is good for her, especially everything she's been through with
lady.
her family and all this insanity.
I've been playing a lot of RimWorld, and in the game, if you put someone in like a dark cage and they have a psychotic break, sometimes they'll have a shift of faith.
Thanks, buddy.
And they'll start having.
Thanks, pal.
So maybe that's what she just experienced.
Wow.
I've got to say, I support the Free Britney movement and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that, what's happened to her is terrible.
Me too.
But I've been so frustrated watching Republicans clamor to defend Britney Spears when we have political prisoners who are sitting in jail since January 6th. We have Julian Assange sitting in prison. We have all these political prisoners, and they're like, "Free Britney, guys!" Yeah.
But I think that's fair.
It drives me nuts.
But I think that's fair
can we
because
just,
we were talking about unborn children being killed, but then also you care about animal rights. I think the unborn children thing is significantly more important, but that doesn't mean it's wrong for you to be as informed as you are about PETA.
I remember back in 2018 when I said Republicans were too stupid to deal with social media censorship to save their own careers.
Also,
and
true.
All these Republican voters are like, yes. The Republican Party, what do they do?
Nothing.
It's amazing. It's like Ilhan Omar can come out and word vomit all over a group of people. And then the Democrats are like, well, now let's not be too hasty. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene posts something before getting elected. And they're all like, let's strip her of her committees and punish her. Because the Republicans are losers.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. You know what's funny?
Yes.
I was thinking about Rhino. People call him rhinos.
Yeah, Republicans in name only.
But they'll say oh, Mitch McConnell's a rhino. I'm like, no, he isn't. He's exactly the Republican Party.
Oh, bro, that's so true.
Rand Paul, Thomas Massey, they're the ones who stand out.
Yeah.
That's very true.
They're
right. You're right. I got to give that to you.
They're the ones who are like, this was our path in to actually affect real positive change. The Republican Party doesn't do anything. Mm-hmm. They just, I don't know, sit in their hands.
Yeah, and then they attack the ones who do try to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, this is the crazy thing.
They're the we like to say that they're the speed bump for the Democrats, but they're more like the gatekeepers, making sure that nobody gets in the way and allows the Democrats to do whatever they want.
Yes, exactly.
Welcome to the Uniparty.
Yep. Well, and this is the thing, too, because a lot of people I know on the left tend to not like the Democratic Party either. I basically don't know anyone who likes their political party.
I agree.
Frankly. And maybe that's just because I wouldn't hang out with someone who did like their political party. So it's a sampling bias.
Libertarian Party.
Libertarians don't like the LP.
They've been
Libertarians hate each other.
Back when I was Libertarian, I hated the LP the whole time.
I do. I'm not a fan. But the Mises Caucus.
Exactly. Yes.
Dave Smith.
They're the only good thing as far as I'm concerned.
Watching
Dave Smith and they're pro-life.
Watching Dave Smith on Fox News is just amazing when he debates leftists.
No,
and they're like, Donald Trump. And he's like, I didn't vote for him. I don't like him. I love it when
he's like, I think Trump is a war criminal. He says it all the time. It's like, yeah, he does.
They can't, these tribalist established people can't handle it. They're like, you're clearly a Trump supporter. It's like, no. They're libertarian. We're not. You know what I mean? That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's actually given me some, I don't know, white pill, I guess you can call it. But I guess the bigger question is whether or not the Libertarian Party can pull off any victories. I really think it would be an incredible thing if we had at least one Libertarian Party candidate in the House or something like that.
That's my point. I don't really want them in. Well, it's complicated. Here's the thing. I've said this before. My whole voting strategy is vote for the most pragmatic pro-life candidate possible. And it gets difficult when the Libertarian Party's involved at a national election and they split up the vote. But honestly, I think local elections are unbelievably important, if not more important. And if you got a pro-life Libertarian, again, even though I don't consider myself Libertarian anymore, oftentimes they're going to be a better option than a Republican. Now, of course, again, you get into this issue of splitting up the vote, but that's not always the case.
I don't like libertarians.
I don't. So
Would you
I don't
big
like
L libertarians.
Yeah,
no, I don't like libertarians at all.
So
I think that they're good on foreign policy and stuff like that. But we have a massive crisis with the culture domestically right now. And they're like, let people be as degenerate as they want.
Some of them are like that. The Hoppians, though, and the Mises
Queen
Caucus.
Story Hour.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, the Hoppians and like the Mises Caucus people are not like that.
Yeah,
again, I'm not libertarian anymore.
Yeah,
but
I support the Mises Caucus.
What's the difference?
So
in general, I'm not a fan of libertarians.
basically, the Libertarian Party is a disaster.
Yeah.
And then some sane libertarians came out and they were like, we're going to form a caucus because we're not insane.
Mises is a guy, right?
yes, Ludwig von Mises.
So Yes, I think too much of libertarianism. It's that meme of the fox, right? You know, the scraggly looking fox, and it's like that's what libertarian ideals is, the beautiful fox. And
Right.
The
They're
candidates
all
are all like scraggly and weird.
The majority of them are open borders.
Yep.
They support allowing things like drag queen story hour. I've seen a lot of them supporting CRT, and I mean,
Yeah,
Jorgensen
those
did.
people are idiots. Yeah.
like you're great on foreign policy, cool, but like
about
we have some
everything
problems
else?
here right now. So
I hear you.
Yeah, but you can be libertarian and be opposed to those things, and that's the problem with libertarians. They ruined libertarianism. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the
Willie
party
meme.
itself
The party is garbage
is
too.
terrible.
Yes.
So if you guys want like libertarian party people elected, I have to disagree.
No, well, that's what I'm
No,
saying. If
no.
you had good people like from the Mises Caucus in the party who are actually going to stand up against the federal government when they try to impose these lockdowns on their county, which I think libertarians in the Mises Caucus would be far more likely to do than Republicans, then I would say, okay, that's a good person to vote for.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if we're talking about these sort of milquetoast people who are in favor of garbage like CRT and say drag queen story hour is just a right, yeah, you have a right to like force your perversion onto children. That's
Didn't some
disgusting.
dude
and
take his
stupid.
clothes off on stage at like
Yes,
debaters?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yep, that did happen.
That was good.
What
that,
is this?
That indeed occurred.
Can we get sane, liberty-minded
Please.
individuals? Well, we do, I think, with Mises Caucus. But yeah, I think the problem is there are a lot of anarcho-capitalists. They're absolutely on board with all that stuff. Not that they're on board with it.
Because I
they
think
don't care.
Smith is an ANCAP.
Yeah, they're
Like,
really
Dave
weird
Smith is
about
an
the
ANCAP.
age of consent stuff too. I like really don't like them. I don't know.
You can be on the libertarian spectrum and want individual freedoms and liberties while recognizing we need standards.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like I don't want the idea of the scraggly, degenerate, fox libertarian ruining the idea of respecting individual liberties and being on the liberty side. The problem is people who are for liberty tend to be more individualist and don't organize.
Yep.
They're like, leave me alone, I'll do my thing, and then what happens?
Right.
Everything goes insane and the lunatics take
They
over.
often don't get into politics. I can't
Yeah.
bring myself to do it. I think it's technology is the way. If you really are a liberty-minded, sane individual, you should be building technology that will help solve like social media algorithm problems, shipping and materials so that we can get drone deliveries organized all over the world. We're not going to write our way out of this with politics.
I ate an
People are
MRE
getting
earlier.
brought. What's that?
I had an MRE earlier.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
Salty.
People were eating
Yeah,
them
it was really
last
salty.
night too.
Yeah.
Because they're fun. It's like Lunchables for adults.
Did you eat one last night too?
I think maybe I did. Did I?
There was like an open one on the bar.
I may have.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah, I had
sodium.
tuna. I had tuna. The tuna one's good because
What
it's
made
like
you
a real
think?
tuna.
What made you think of it?
I don't know. I just burped.
Oh,
And I was like, yeah.
That's good. That means you're digesting
Tim.
something. Hey, earlier when I said that psychotic break can make you have a crisis of faith, I wasn't saying that it's psychotic to be Catholic.
I was being sarcastic.
I'm saying
I got
that when
it,
people
for
go
sure.
through psychotic breaks, they have shifts of faith sometimes.
No, I
and
think
maybe
that happens,
Britney,
for sure,
who's
it
been
can.
locked
Sure,
up
yeah.
and going insane, all of a sudden had a crisis of faith.
That can happen,
Possibly.
or maybe her faith was something she needed to get through that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because she wasn't Catholic before, right? Now she is. Is that the story?
I mean, she
was
certainly-
Christian.
She may have
Yeah.
been a lapsed Catholic or something like
No,
that.
she
But
was,
She also
Baptist,
said
I
she
think.
said I'm Catholic now, not like I'm taking my faith seriously, or so. I assume she was not Catholic before. Good for her.
Maybe we need to start
Yeah.
thinking about things more like Vermin Supreme did. and
Yeah,
does,
let's go deeper on that.
Yes.
of just like absurdity to challenge
Yeah.
the system.
Yeah. Organized absurdity.
Organized absurdity. I like this idea. Yeah.
I like that Andy Kaufman.
It's called government.
hero.
It already
During-
exists. It's called the DNC.
There you go.
So here's a funny thing. Like Antifa used to be just be called the Black Bloc, and it was a nebulous term to it was just a reference to the group of people who all wear all black and go around smashing stuff, which is basically we call Antifa now. And there were a lot of people like trying to figure out how do you deal with that. They're like, what's a counter to this? Because if you show up and like into a fight with them, they'll call you far right or whatever. And I was like, boom, clowns,
Yes.
clown block. Show up
Yeah.
just for the sake of entertainment, to dance and sing and play music and clap and do that's how you diffuse the violence from these extremists.
I just got a unicycle.
Perfect.
I can breathe
Thank
fire.
you, Cassandra.
Just get the
Let's
horns.
go.
Imagine this. Antifa's going like, we're gonna, and they're all smashing and screaming. Imagine that. And then like, the right wing groups show up and they're fighting and they have shields and there's the news. It's like, oh no, there's clash in the street. Imagine instead, a bunch of clowns showed up. And they came with flowers and they were dancing and happy and they were getting in the way of the extremists and they were going in between the black bloc. How are you going to say a bunch of clowns are the bad guys when they're there with flowers and they're laughing and playing music and dancing and everyone's just like, it breaks that violence apart. I honestly, I gotta say, I think that could stop a riot. You see Antifa going out there and they're smashing windows and screaming, send in the clowns, man.
You know what else would stop a riot? If
Police?
we put all these people back into asylums. Bring back asylums.
That's a good point, too.
No, I'm a big fan of exile. Because it's a personal thing, right? Like if society came to me and said what you're doing is wrong, and we want to lock you up for it, I'd be like, can I take a boat and just go off and do my own thing? Because I'd rather do that. I'd rather risk my own survival.
I wonder about that.
myself.
I think they banished Lenin from Russia or from Soviet Union, and they banished Napoleon from France, but they both came back like worse than ever. Napoleon came back and started another war, and so did Lenin.
You know, I was thinking about this. I'm like, what would we do for like healthcare reform and prison reform? And I was like, we should totally get rid of our prisons as we know it, and maybe just create like, what do they do in Norway? It's like an island.
Yeah, it is.
They put everyone on an island.
Interesting.
And then like you get limited resources, and you're basically responsible for yourself. And I think there was a study that said they actually found that it eliminated the criminal tendencies because people started working together to survive.
Good for them.
And it, I'm like, maybe that's a better way to do it. Instead of having people in these institutionalized, penitentiaries where they're not actually being rehabilitated, they're being institutionalized. We let people, we obviously monitor their health and safety. We're not sending people to an island to just starve to death. But it's like your day is your day. You're responsible for yourself. You can't leave. We won't let you, but you're free to roam as you please, and there would be housing. And then it's just like, there you go. We've removed the threat from society, and now you're off over there doing whatever you want.
I like it.
I think they would form like militias and abuse
with no weapons, and they're surrounded
what
by walls.
Are they allowed to like throw the pedophiles off the buildings, or what? What's the deal? Like, do they have police?
No.
Oh,
like no prison guards.
I'm just wondering.
That could be bad.
Curious.
Maybe,
Sorry.
but bro, if
cannibalism.
if you're a violent criminal, no, there would be food. They would give them food. If you're a violent criminal, then through due process, you lose some rights. You lose many of your rights, and I think, why should we spend so much money locking them in these big facilities, desperately trying to contain the threat, instead of being like, you have forfeited, the social contract, and we're going to send you over there, and you can go do whatever you want, just not here with us.
Yeah, I think
Because you're a
prison
weirdo.
exacerbates the problem a lot
Right.
of times. They go sit there with other criminals in a violent environment.
What if we make them, and hear me out, they're in these tunnels, and they stand on this pedestal that raises them up. And then there's, 23 other people, and there's in the middle a bunch of weapons, and they're in this big dome.
Yes.
And then the countdown happens, and then whoever survives in the end wins and is called the victor. And then
they
we
get
do that
unleashed
every year.
onto society. And they just go like,
I'm kidding, by the way. That's
you
the
earn your
Hunger
freedom.
Games.
If you kill the most people, you earn your freedom.
Bro, that's like the movie
gosh.
Gamer. You've seen Gamer?
Oh, yeah, that
Never
was
seen
good.
it. No.
Yeah.
Hot
Hunger
action.
Games
Yeah, I
to
like that
me.
movie with Gerard Butler. Is that his name?
That's the dude from 300. Was that
Yeah,
him?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
amazing.
Butler.
Yeah, that movie was cool.
He's one
like,
of my favorite actors of all time.
oh, they're bringing Dexter back.
Yeah, they're filming it in Massachusetts.
I'm kind of excited for that because Dexter was awesome, but
was good.
it like ended. You know what
But
I
the
mean?
ending was bad,
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Better
I'm kind
ending.
of okay with the new ending.
Did you see Suicide Squad?
No, because I am very still upset about
Yeah,
what they
bad.
did to Suicide Squad. It was my favorite comic. One
Really?
of them.
Oh, brutal.
Partial spoiler. I'm not going to spoil anything from the movie, but if you don't want to hear anything about the movie, then you're not going to want to hear what I have to say, my critique of it. So you've been warned.
Hold on, let me
Thank
take my
you for
headphones.
muting
Let me take my
your-
headphones off.
I
so
didn't.
I can.
I didn't really enjoy it. I'll say this. I laughed a lot, but I think I realized something.
laughable.
James Gunn doesn't have the magic Kevin Feige does. No. And James Gunn has some good ideas that, when put through the Marvel Studios filter, made an excellent movie. But I was really confused as to why they did Suicide Squad, this one, the way they did. Now, apparently it's getting rave reviews. They did it. They redeemed themselves. I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Was Jared Leto in that? In the
No.
new one? Okay. He was apparently didn't take that one very seriously.
I'm
He should
really,
be banned
really-
from ever playing the Joker.
Yeah.
Ever.
Not
I'm
good.
really, really, really mad about something in Suicide Squad. As soon as this one thing happened, I almost turned it off.
Why
Wow.
would you say this?
Yeah.
Is this new? The news?
Yeah,
Like
it just came out.
nonsense.
Came out like, what is it? Like, yeah, this morning, like midnight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you saw it? You were watching it?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Dude, it's funny because I like took my headphones off and put my fingers in my ears, but I was like, wait a minute, because I hate having things spoiled. But I was like, I'm never gonna watch this.
Wait a second.
Marley-
I was like, the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. As Tim's going on about Suicide Squad.
No.
I don't.
Never watched it anyway.
I
Never
I
gonna
don't
watch
want
it.
to. I don't want to say it's too soon to say spoilers. I can't even talk about spoilers. It's too soon. It literally just came out, so I'll have to
But
wait.
you advise people to go see it.
Yeah. It would. I definitely think you really have a fun time. Go to the movies, grab some popcorn, and sit back. The first one.
I was amped for that movie. It was sold out, so I had bought like 3 different showings of it. I got an outfit for it because I like love
Of course.
Suicide Squad.
Of course.
I love anything involving the Joker, and so I was amped. And then I went and saw it, and I was just like, me and like 5 other people that were random people that were in the theater were screaming at it, like.
Sorry,
And I hate that
Cassandra.
guy. I hate the person
So
who
sorry.
screams at the movie theater, but we were like throwing our popcorn,
Sometimes
yelling.
it's that bad.
It was that
It
bad.
was.
Who's your
Bad.
favorite
It was
Joker?
pretty bad.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Really?
But I'm
You
mad
liked
at
him
him
more
'cause
than
he works
Ledger?
for PETA.
Ooh.
Oh,
So you liked him more than Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
A lot.
no, definitely.
What about
And I
you-
didn't think
That
it was
Really?
possible.
Dude, when I
I
watched
definitely enjoyed it, but it's tough for me. I don't
when
know.
I watched Joker, that last scene where he's sitting there and he's talking to what's his Murray.
and he
Murray.
goes, "I'm the Joker, baby."
I'm like on the edge of my seat and I'm shaking, like watching it, like my heart was racing. I was like, this is amazing, and it's
It
like
was well done.
It was for a super villain, and it was not your typical super villain. I was just like, the ending blew me out of my seat.
My
dude.
I
problem
went and
with
saw
it-
it twice in a row.
Joker?
The opening night.
The
yeah.
first
Wow.
one, yeah.
My problem with it was that there was no Batman. There was no villain
Well,
in that movie.
it was called Joker, not Batman,
No,
bro.
there-
Like Batman
It's
would have been
about-
the villain.
Does it need
Well,
to be,
but
dude.
actually, Batman is in it. I mean, Bruce
Well,
is
there
in
is
it.
a villain. There's Murray. There's
Right.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Never got to
Or,
see it.
I don't know. I'd like to see
No,
Joaquin
I liked
play
it.
the Joker
I mean, the-
in
Yes.
a Batman movie.
They're doing
That would be cool. I agree.
in the Flash. Michael Keaton's coming back, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's going to be playing Batman in the Flash movie, which is awesome. Michael Keaton, by the way, also I think the best Marvel villain, to be completely honest. Adrian Toomes. Did you guys see?
Yeah, he was good.
Homecoming.
No.
It was one of the best villains I've seen in any of the Marvel movies.
He's so realistic.
A working class guy doing cleanup on a contract. He already bought the gear, and then the government comes in and says, you're out. And he's like, come on, guys. Like, we already bought the equipment. Like, we got to pay this off. I got people to feed. And they're like, so what? And so he gets screwed over by the government, and he becomes this, like, I'm going to take whatever I have to take kind of villain. It was good. It was good.
Yeah,
Anyway,
The new Joker is based off Bernie Getz. Did you guys
Yeah,
know
I
that?
didn't know that.
Who is
Really?
that?
I didn't know that
Who is
until
that?
recently.
Yeah.
He was
Crazy.
it was a really big case that the NRA had got involved with.
Yeah.
He killed, or he shot, I don't remember if he killed them, but he shot some people on the subway and was basically like, I'm sick of crime. I took it into my own
yeah.
hands.
He was
Yeah.
the vigilant, the subway vigilante guy.
Yeah.
Sung about in "We Didn't Start the Fire" by
Yes.
Billy Joel?
Billy Joel, who looks like Michael Keaton.
Oh,
it all comes together,
He doesn't
Ian.
look like Michael Keaton.
I always thought he did.
What?
Ever since I was a kid. In the 80s, he looked. I thought they looked
Maybe.
a lot alike.
maybe.
That was back when the NRA had guts.
Anyway, John
Yeah.
Cena.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
John Cena in Suicide Squad, I thought was pretty good.
Oh,
I thought it was great. He's funny.
He's good.
He's good. John Cena's great. Yeah, that was rad. And Idris Elba, pretty good. But I almost turned it off.
Margot Robbie in it
Right away.
again.
Yes.
I mean, she's like the face of the movie, basically.
I almost couldn't watch it. I was
So
I
bad.
was angry.
Damn.
I was like, I can't believe they would do
Angry
this.
Tim.
But
They're making a new Alien. They're just abusing these titles now.
It's true. Yeah.
Man. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to see the full show, come back to this channel, youtube.com/TimcastIRL, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., where you can leave comments and super chat, and we actually will read your comments on the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you want exclusive members-only content, segments you can't get anywhere else, go to timcast.com, become a member, and we even have full bonus episodes. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.